Hey Divide Riders, we're about a month out, and as promised, here are some clothing considerations to think of as you're packing, testing out new products, and getting ready for the tour next month. First up, I'm going to start with shoes. Now, most of us are used to a stiff-soled, tight-fitting shoe. For me, for longer endurance events, I prefer something that's usually a size or two big, and that also has a bit of flex to it. That's just what my foot wants to do. It wants to have flexibility, and as we ride longer hours, our feet tend to expand. So a wider, bigger shoe tends to be more comfortable. It's not necessarily great for power transfer, but for multi-day events, I find, for me personally, this is the way I have to go. As for socks, I'll usually carry probably 3 or 4 pairs of traditional cycling socks. Hopefully they're a little cleaner than these ones here. The main consideration here is that they fit properly, so basically they don't have any saggy ends where they could bunch up and cause a blister. The other type of sock that I'll have, it's usually as backup. I'll carry it in my backpack. Sometimes I'll wear it around the camp at night, and then on cooler mornings I'll also wear this over my regular socks, and that is a pair of just run-of-the-mill wool socks. Keep my feet warm. Me personally, I have poor circulation in my feet, so these are a must-have, like I said, in those mornings and around the campsite at night. Okay, so now on to the question of whether or not you should bring booties. So essentially they're coverings that go over your shoes. These are usually great for road cycling, but in mountain biking, I find that if you're in conditions where you need this, so it's cold, it's wet, it's muddy, quite often the booties won't last more than a couple hours anyways. They'll start breaking apart and fall off your shoe pretty quickly. You're much better off carrying a couple of small grocery bags so you can slip over your socks and then slide those into your shoes, and those are going to keep your feet dry and protected, and it's going to be a much more practical solution than booties. So don't bring these, okay? Moving up your leg, I will bring just one pair of full-length leg warmers. Some people will have ones that cut off your knee. I prefer the ones that usually go a little bit lower, just because I have those circulation problems. So yeah, just one pair of those should be fine. As for shorts, my preference is always bib shorts, so the ones that go around your shoulders. Reason being is they keep the material a little more taut, which will help reduce any issues you might have with chafing from shorts that tend to get a little baggier as you wear them more often. Granted, I fully appreciate that bib shorts are more expensive in general, but for endurance events they are better for that reason. They do create a bit of an interesting challenge when you have to go to the washroom, but we'll be respectful of any stop breaks as they're needed. One last point about the shorts is I would probably bring at least a pair for every other day, if not every day. Reason being is we don't have access to cleaning our clothes until basically the end in whitefish, and bacteria builds up, and you want to try to keep your nether regions as clean as possible, so at least a pair for every other day. And now if you are sharing a tent with anyone, I would bring a pair for every day if you can. Okay, moving on to your upper body. Most mornings you'll probably start off with arm warmers, your traditional riding shirt, and quite possibly a vest of some sort, and that will probably keep you warm enough. Now, we are in the mountains. It takes a little longer for the sun to peek around, so the mornings are going to be a little cooler in general, but this combo will usually keep you warm enough, and as we experienced last year, after a couple of hours we were riding in our shorts and a regular short sleeve top all day. It was warm. August is great conditions. This is why we're doing it this time of year, but we're always going to be prepared for that what if scenario. Our upper body is where we really want to pay particular attention to layering. That's where our heat is mostly generated and lost from, and that affects the rest of our body. Layering is done in 3 systems, okay? So think of the layer that's closest to your body as a wicking layer. So whatever that material is, or whatever jersey you're using, make sure that it's something that pulls moisture away from your body and doesn't let it, sweat just sit on your skin, because that's where you're going to get a bit of a chill. So the first layer is a wicking layer, pulls moisture away. Second layer is a warming layer. So it's something that helps insulate you, insulate your body heat, keeps you warm if needed. The third layer is a shell of some sort, so a jacket, something of that nature that helps protect from wind getting in, rain getting in, snow not likely, but really helping to protect you from the elements. A couple of additional items that I'll probably only usually ever have as a backup, so carrying it in my backpack, is a long sleeved wicking layer that I can throw on underneath, a warmer jacket, and this is the third layer, a long sleeved Gore-Tex shell like I mentioned before. This honestly is one of the best investments you can make, a quality outer shell. Now, all this clothing combined, all the items you've seen here, and pretty much in just this limited quantity, got me all the way to Mexico on the Tour Divide. So this game isn't about quantity, how much clothes you can bring. It's about being smart about your layering system and knowing when to put something on and when to take it off. So if you're getting sweaty, making sure to take a jacket off right away, putting it in your backpack, saving it for later, not allowing it to get wet. It's all about layer management, okay? So not quantity of clothes, it's about being smart with our layering system, okay? The only other consideration is what I wear on my head. Now obviously I have a helmet. You only need to bring one, okay? If something happens, we'll get another one for you, we'll figure it out. Sunglasses, I'll usually bring 1 or 2 pairs. Ideally, you can bring 1 pair that has photochromic lenses, and what those do is they change with the light conditions. So if it's really bright out, they turn a darker shade and filter that light out, and they're really great for riding in trees where the light conditions are fluctuating quite a bit, from very sunny to dark. So photochromic lenses if you can, otherwise just a pair of sunglasses will be fine. I'll bring a headband. This will be something I'll carry in my pack too, just in case as we're riding. And then probably 1 or 2 pairs of long fingered riding gloves. Now for anyone that's done any amount of mountain biking, which I know you all have, short finger gloves just don't cut it. Long finger gloves are good for warmth, but they also are important for just keeping your hands protected. You know, if you're falling over, you're grabbing onto things, they're keeping your full hand protected. Alright, thanks for watching our video on clothing considerations. Our next video coming up will be on how to pack everything, because as you can probably appreciate, we have 1 vehicle and 1 trailer and only so much space to pack everything. So that will be the next video coming up shortly. As always, if you have any questions on any of this stuff, I know it's a lot of information you probably already know. It's nice to be reassured of these points every once in a while. But if you do have questions, feel free to email me and I'll get back to you right away. Alright, see you soon guys.